What's good, y'all boys? Welcome back again to another video. It's your boy, Boss Enosch. You feel me? If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. And look, so we're about to watch this video from a smaller creator named Blessing Stranded. And I didn't watch this yet, so I'm going to be watching it for the first time with y'all. But I saw like the first couple seconds. It seems to be talking about the radicalization that's been happening on all sides on the internet. That's pretty interesting to me because that's something I've been thinking about myself when it comes to red pill shit, when it comes to feminism and you know, LGBTQ shit. There's a lot of just indoctrination. There's a lot of just radicalization that happens in every one of these camps, and it's very, very interesting. I've talked about this before, but ever since around maybe like 2016, like, you know, the Trump era, there's been a push of the mindset of, if you don't agree with me all the way, you're my enemy. I can't fuck with you. That type of mindset, from what I understand, that wasn't always so like mass. Not everybody wasn't always on that type of shit, bro. Is that, you know what I'm saying? People would be able to disagree but still be cool. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit is crazy to me. So let's see what this man has got to say. I'm very curious to see what a fellow creator, a fellow black male creator, has to say about this topic. So without further ado, let's get into it.
The internet has turned into a place where everyone is too adamant about putting themselves and others into shitty little boxes and then basing their entire worldview around them. The way everything has been divided into camps and people are seemingly forced to choose one, otherwise they risk being ostracized, feels nothing short of dystopian. And watching so many regular people be shoved down the pipeline of radicalism as a result is genuinely sad to watch. I remember with my own eyes that there was a time when people would speak up about the increasing radicalization of the public around the time that Trump was running for president.
Oh, wow. Hey. I tell you, I watched the first couple seconds. I didn't get to this part. I didn't know he was going to say the same shit I just said.
Back then, people would actually agree with the sentiment. You say that shit now, everybody's going to tell you to shut up. It doesn't help either that the internet loves stripping things of its depth and nuance for the sake of painting narratives. Internet culture now, ever since Trump left office, has shifted from a hyperfixation on American politics to gender politics, or rather gender discourse.
Yeah.
You cannot go anywhere on the internet without someone saying something that contributes to it. It has consumed the minds of so many.
That's
Whether
true.
it's the topic of incels, dating dynamics, gender roles, sexuality, male and female nature, or even just the simple fact that women have been the hottest topic on the internet for a few years now. The discourse never seems to slow down, and it's the perfect representation of the four traits you commonly see online: radicalism, tribalism, sensationalism, and a disingenuous nature.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start with tribalism.
Yeah, especially the disingenuous part, because a lot of people that make up certain shit to like make it seem like something it's not. I don't have an example on top of my head, but there was one that I seen recently on Twitter. So I try not to be on that shit too much because it'd be a lot of bullshit, bro.
The mindset of, you're either with me or against me.
Yep.
In that case, you must intend to do me harm. This is mainly where binary thinking and a lack of empathy starts to begin. And it is so common to see opposite sides of the same exact shit-covered coin acting like they're the ones that are better and more civilized, solely off the basis that they're right. Like the conservatives that love calling liberals snowflakes even though they have complete fucking meltdowns over female minority characters being added in fiction. Or the guys that complain every day about women that...
Hey man. Give black people their own characters, bro. I don't care. Give black people their own characters, okay? And that's it. But no cap. That's where I'm coming from it. When these other motherfuckers talk about that shit, it's come from a whole different, a whole different mindset. You know what I'm saying? And they're losing their minds. Like, even I'm not losing my mind. It's just, I don't like it. Like, give me my own characters, okay? Give the black creators that are trying to have a chance to make something new and popping and exciting, give them a chance to do that shit instead of rehashing old shit and just color swapping it and say, yes, black people, come give me your money. Yes, we got those niggers now. We got their dollars. That's what the motherfuckers think, okay? But hey, I digress. Oh my gosh, fresh and fit, oh my gosh.
Meltdowns over female minority...
Look, it's the KKK.
...characters being added in fiction. Or the guys that complain every day about women that complain about men every day. I think tribalism happens for a few reasons. The first is that because Western society has a much weaker push for community in favor of individualism, a lot of people are lost and aimless. And personally, I truly believe that community is one of the most vital factors to a healthy mind, and that the lack of one will damage it.
That's
so
right.
Naturally,
facts.
people will seek out and gravitate.
Maybe we should do a video talking about the importance of community. Or is that too boring for you two, huh?
towards groups that will accept them and respect them. Real life communities are great, usually. But online communities...
Why do you show the KKK?
Like all of them. People that camp online tend to be much less well adjusted. So that's already bad to start with. And then you have the fact that most social medias are set up in a way that rewards you for being popular. Like, I don't think people understand that...
A pick-me is basically a good one with common sense of, okay, so why I never pick them? Why are they always single without a good man?
Tweet getting 50,000 likes doesn't mean you're right. It just means that 50,000 other dumbasses found your tweet. The second reason, to me, is the fact that it already exists on a mass scale. People see the fights going on daily, so they feel pressure to choose sides. And the third reason is that, of course, many people just side with who they inherently agree with more. But they stick with that team, even to a fault. I've seen people disagree with the most level-headed takes just because it didn't come from their side of the coin. All of this is what makes the term pick me so interesting. Even though it's been used in other contexts, it's primarily used to shame women for going against the grain in any way that doesn't support today's current movement.
Okay. See, when people talk about this stuff, I was trying to gauge what angles he's coming at it, because there's some people that talk about this topic, right? But they themselves are obviously leaning in a certain direction. You know what I'm saying? But they're being disingenuous. They're trying to frame themselves as if they're not, but they are. So, but from what I'm seeing so far, especially based off of this example and what he's saying, it's like, okay, he's trying to show every side of this. He's not really, he might be leaning one way or the other, whatever, it doesn't matter. But as long as he seems to be, it seems like he's being very objective. And I appreciate that, because I try to be objective too. Sorry, I have a girlfriend, and no, I have a girlfriend are never the same. Screaming, crying, and throwing a fit because my boyfriend didn't reject the girl the exact way I wanted to.
With the name suggesting that she's only doing it for male validation.
Angry girls in my DMs calling me a pick-me for this take, LOL. Sorry, we have a different emotion needs, it's okay. Like, maybe they're saying sorry because they don't want to be rude. Not everything has to do with you. Yep.
The ironic thing is that it's primarily used by other women, the type to swear up and down the timeline how pro-women they are.
Yep.
Which is true. Until it's a woman that says something that they didn't
that they don't agree with.
I don't think I need to explain how backwards this is.
I'm aware there are definitely women that fit the real description and will go to odd lengths to put other women down a little better. Yeah, that's true. But true, just as often I see the term being used on women that have literally nothing, that have done nothing like that. Yep. I've even seen it used on women that simply happen to indulge in more masculine things. Yep. Words have meanings. Words have meanings. That's something that I see that has been very, taken for granted, right? Maybe it started when people started saying literally for everything, and they didn't really mean literally. They're just saying literally just because. Literally, I can't believe it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's where it started. Because now you see people everywhere now making up words, or not making up words, but using words and not using them how they're supposed to be used, okay? This shit don't mean that, okay? All you do is confusing people. Shut up. God damn. One of my friends, his girl do shit like that too. He be telling her yo, use the correct words so people understand what you're trying to say. Words have meanings. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's keep going.
It also highlights another thing about the tribe mentality, which is that the moment you say or do anything they don't like, they'll kick you out. A similar kind of bullshit
And I'm not gonna lie, that is a feminine type of behavior. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll give you an example, right? Just to give you an example. When you think about kids and you think about young boys, when they have a problem, what often happens? They're gonna fight. We're just gonna fight it out. Boom, let it out. Boom, fight. Boom, bang, bang. We might be cool after. We might not. We might charge it. It is what it is. Boom, and it's over with. But with girls, girls are not gonna be physical and aggressive and more prone to use strength and use their bodies type shit as a man would. That is what comes naturally. So what do girls do? When you see young girls, if there is ever a problem in the friend group, what do? They might ostracize them. You know what I'm saying? Or do little mind games to manipulate and make them feel insecure or feel they're not good enough to be part of the in crowd. We see it all the times in movies and shit. The in girls, you know what I'm saying? Or there was a tweet I actually seen. Matter of fact, nigga, we gonna pull it up. Y'all friend group cute? Mine is. Right? You see a lot of bad bitches. That one she look real good. Ooh, she bad as fuck. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is, look at this comment. Building a friend group off aesthetics is such a weird thing to do. I wonder how the recruitment process goes. When women build the whole friend group based on looks, okay? I'm showing this because this is a real thing that people have seen and observed. They do that shit. A lot of girls, and that's why, girls make friends quicker and easier than you could say guys do, right? But the thing is, that's on the surface level, right? Because what do girls do? Girls go in a woman's restroom. Oh my gosh, girl, where'd you get your nails done? They so bad. They look so good. Da, 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 da. Girl, let me get your number. Da, da, da. Boom, they friends. And then, you know, you don't even know this person for real. And then one thing goes wrong, or y'all motherfuckers go on a trip or some shit, or y'all go do something. One thing go wrong, y'all niggas falling out or fighting. But dudes get, you know, they befriend other guys based off like shared interests, and then we all hanging out doing shit together. And in the process of doing stuff together, hanging out, you know, talking shit, you know, we can gauge this person's character and see what type of shit they gonna do, and if they gonna have my back if shit go down, or, you know, woo, or if, you know, they got a brain on their shoulders, they cool, they got a good vibe, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. If niggas is weird, niggas not hanging around no weird niggas, bruh. Like me, if I peep nigga weird, I'm not hanging around you. I'm not gonna do it. Do you know what I'm saying? Niggas not think, oh yeah, he handsome. Yeah, he handsome. He could be my friend group. Yeah. Imagine if niggas thought like that. Yeah, that's crazy. Anyways, let's get back to the video.
Can be seen when this white woman on Twitter called one of the senators the hard R after he...
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
A similar kind of bullshit can be seen when this white woman on Twitter called one of the senators the hard R after he passed those unbelievably regressive abortion laws. And to not much surprise...
Doesn't the nigger realize his rights are next? This is how pissed off I am. I drop the N-word and people react. I'm not racist either. Just making a point. What the fuck? Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Still disbelief. There was nowhere near enough backlash towards this.
That's crazy.
And I even saw people, black people, in support of this. Now, looking at the number of quotes, it definitely caused a reaction, but it wasn't the right one. It's also disturbing.
Listen. That's what these... We talk about this all the time. That's what these people do, right? Liberals. Yes, we're all so, you know, supportive and inclusive for everybody. Oh, what? You're black or gay or trans or Hispanic or Asian or a woman and you don't agree with me? What the fuck is wrong with you? Learn. You need to go back into reprogramming camp. That's it. But look, it's not just liberals though. A lot of these people do that shit. But you see it a lot with liberals because that's like the... You know, they have the, when it comes to media and shit, you're mainly going to see those perspectives, that side, because that's the right side, right? So whenever there's someone that doesn't agree with something and they blast them, it's a lot more visible compared to, like, let's say if you're more conservative leaning, whatever. But that one example when it happened with, like, conservatives was years ago. I think Tommy Lauren said that she was pro-choice. And I think she lost her job at whatever conservative shit that she was working at. I'm like, man, y'all niggas some hoes, man. They hate watch her. They bring you views and you go fire her because she said something you don't agree with. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? That's why I hate groups. I hate that shit. I like good, wholesome communities. But I don't like ideologies. I don't like groups. Because, you know, as you've seen in my channel, look at the red pill shit. These niggas fucking do bullshit and they expect you to go along with it. If you say something, oh, you're a bot. Oh, you're a blue pill. Oh, you're a beta male. That's what they sound like. Oh, hold on. Kevin Samuels. Uh-oh. You're a sick person if you're celebrating Kevin Samuels' death. Boom. Girl, fuck Kevin Samuels. I hope he die again. George Zimmerman on tour signing autographs and Kevin Samuels the one y'all want dead.
Now, looking at the number of quotes, it definitely caused a reaction, but it wasn't the right one. It's also disturbing how many people are willing to celebrate a death or an illness against an individual that was part of an opposing group, and then justified, of course, by falsely painting them out as the devil for having different opinions.
Yep. Keep in mind, these tricks are legitimately not true. I did not give a fuck about that man's content, but everything that saw from Twitter itself was fair and went both ways, men and women. He just had a very blunt delivery. Okay. See, yeah, you know, that's fair. That's a fair assessment of Kevin Samuels, and really that's a true assessment, okay? That's a true assessment. But people with agendas, oh, I don't like how he talk. Oh, why he talk to women like that? Motherfucker, he talk to men the same way. Some of these women want to be niggas so bad, they want to be men so bad, but when they get talked to, like how men get talked to, oh my gosh, you hate me. I mean, bruh, if you're calling into somebody's show and you want them to give you advice and tell you the truth, don't get mad at when they tell you the truth. It's what it is. There's a lot of people that are like that. They can't accept. Never mind. That's another video. That's like a story time. Cause I got a story for that. I don't know why people have an opinion. If you're glad Kevin Samuels might be dead, then you're weird. Everything I saw about the man from him was being misogynistic, fatphobic, and anti-black. He just constantly perpetrated Harmful rhetoric and bigotry to incels. Who cares either way? Like, it's such a lie. Like, shut up. Who are these people? This is the problem with the internet. Really? Somebody come take this shit away. Take this shit away for a little while. And let's really see who you really are. Alright? Let's see who you really are. Because I know who I am. Even behind this camera, off the camera, nigga, I'm still me, nigga. Yeah. The same person you see on the camera, the same person you'll see in real life. On God. So it's like, some of these people, this is all they have. This is all they have. And all they have to do is, the only thing they have in their life to do is just go on the internet and just say bullshit. Just say bullshit because somebody don't agree with them. That shit crazy.
It's so gross. Tribes, of course, also have leaders.
Oh my gosh.
In this case, they're an endless number, pretty much.
Hassan.
What's scary is that most often, the ones leading are going to be the loudest and most passionate ones in the room. Even if they're not trying to lead, people will still follow. Because that person possesses a level of energy,
and charisma,
time investment, and more importantly, confidence that other people wish they had. And these tend to be the absolute worst people to follow.
That's why there's something that Myron. There's something that they say, like, a lot of like rulers in the past, like, really they were crazy people. Like, because you have to be you have to have some level of craziness to be able to do some of the shit these people do. To be able to lead, to be able to put yourself out there and be super courageous, super charismatic, not even charismatic, but just put yourself out there and keep just going. Like, there's a level of something in there. You know what I'm saying? That not everybody possesses.
To mention that a lot of leaders and movements in general play towards certain issues and emotions to get people affected by those things to side with them.
Yep.
Which reminds me of someone in particular.
Andrew Tate?
Yeah. I am so fucking tired of seeing the internet's new Donald Trump and hearing all these god-awful think pieces and tantrums over his popularity. He is the perfect example of sensationalism. Every time I think he's gone for good, he's forced back onto my feed all over again. This was easily one of the most cringe interactions I've ever had to sit through. Y'all gave her 4 million for this weak-ass response. 4.
I fought with this dude, bruh. That shit was weak. But the Andrew Tate shit was corny, too.
His entire brand is that he's the forbidden messenger that the world is out to get. That he's the one that will lead the revolution of masculinity against modern society who seeks to destroy it. And then what do y'all do? Instead of speaking on him once or twice, then never again, you continuously feed into that image.
Andrew Tate is a monster. The dangerous rise of Andrew Tate.
Crying over every last thing he does, making him more popular, spreading his message even wider, and giving his claims more validity to his audience. You are complaining about the same thing that you are directly contributing to. Player tip: if being hated for the truth or having the balls to say something is a key part of someone's identity, your best bet is to literally ignore them. As in, do not give them the attention that they need. In general, the best way to handle a lot of shit is to simply ignore it.
Yeah.
Or at least not feed into it.
That's facts.
I don't know if y'all ever seen tweets where all the replies was just unrelated nonsense and basically everyone was ignoring the original poster. It's quite rare. But that to me feels like the ideal way to respond to someone saying dumb shit online. Instead of everybody getting riled up alongside with you, turn that post into a good unrelated laugh instead. But unfortunately, the majority of the internet seems to be allergic to the idea of ignoring things it doesn't like, and especially things it doesn't want to bring the wrong attention to. In today's age, you have a group of people that rely on call-out culture as a way to tackle all issues.
Oh my gosh, I have this video saved. We're gonna actually watch this because that Noah Samson dude is another just classic white liberal that thinks he knows everything, and everything that's opposite of him is wrong and evil and bad. In this video, he was talking about It's Complicated, where he just asks men and women dating questions and what they think. Suddenly, it's incel stuff. What are you talking about? We're talking about dating relationships. It's like, I'm going to react to it, though, because if there's a type of person that I hate the most on this planet, a white liberal is up there. It's up there. I'm not going to say it's number one. But it's up there. I might make a tier list of the type of people that I hate.
Trying to use
like people that stop at yellow lights. Like, I hate them. That's a real hatred.
Method against a group of people who are anti-culture. I won't say their hearts aren't in the right place, but how many times can your method fail before you decide to step out your box and think, maybe we should try something different? Instead of making even worse think pieces about a situation.
Oh my gosh. This man did his research, bruh. This man showed Fresh and Face, showed Andrew Tate, showed FD Signifier, he showed Noah Samson. If I see, I wouldn't be surprised if I see Sneeko in this shit. Jesus Christ.
Inherent misunderstanding of due to a very intense bias. Even worse, you decide to step out your box and think, maybe we should try something different. Instead of making even worse think pieces about a situation you have an inherent misunderstanding of due to a very intense bias. Both sides fail to understand that your ideology towards things like these only works amongst like-minded people.
Triggered conservative YouTube rewind. Oh yeah, Ryan Beard. I've seen that guy before. I don't know why he's called Beard. He doesn't have a beard. Netflix woke Cleopatra series tanks hard. Yeah, so I was thinking about making a video talking about woke and anti-woke, the woke and anti-woke crowd. So it's really funny. I just found this video. It just popped on my homepage.
You are barely convincing anyone that leans more towards the ideologies you hate that they should change with these kinds of videos. It's really just circle jerk content served in a pretty package for like-minded individuals to gobble up. Especially considering it is extremely common for people to seek out this type of content to help soothe the anger caused by interactions revolving around the same topic.
I wonder if he's going to show destiny. To be a tad bit fair, charitable, I don't really like some of the stuff FD Signifier says. There are some of the things that he says that I do agree with. And there is some value to it. Like on the videos I've seen where he's talked about Black history, Black American history, African American history, and things that happened in this country. Some of the stuff that I know is very, that's facts. So I'm like, okay, yeah, so I give props when I see facts. But when it comes to other shit, that nigga has a strong bias and he's I know more than you type of vibe. And, it's real, it's like, yeah, I don't really fuck with that. Some of the shit you say be bullshit. But of course, that's everybody though. Because I'm sure there's plenty of shit that I said that people disagree with. That's okay.
The hysteria around incels in general is also a great example of sensationalism, through a different angle. Now, I'm in no way denying that it's a real issue. Hearing about a nail salon getting shot up because a guy felt that entitled to certain women is not fun. It genuinely hurt my heart seeing this. I can't even imagine the pain that community is still going through from this incident. But seeing people who already have a poor understanding of what they perceive to be incels is annoying, because hysteria is how topics quickly start to lose the plot and become muddied with a slew of misinformation. Not only that, but in this case specifically, it's caused the entire mental health conversation to legitimately regress these past few years, excusing the fact that it wasn't great to begin with. Hysteria is why you'll see people treating every mildly frustrated guy in a comment section as an immediate threat to society, as if that's at all productive. I can't count the number of times I've seen a guy vent about something, even if just briefly, and instead of people trying to help them, they just try making sure that guy isn't thinking about going on a killing spree. Like, how the fuck did you manage to take things from a 1 or 2
and go all the way
to 1,000?
Because they exaggerate everything, bro.
Nothing is as serious or dire as the internet paints it out to be. Acknowledging an unjustified level of hysteria around a subject doesn't mean that the subject itself isn't a serious issue. Two things can be true at the same time. That doesn't mean it's not a real issue or that something shouldn't be addressed. It just means that the situation that you think is an 80 might really only be a 50. So you don't need to react like it's an 100. A great example of this are all the people panicking over a 12-year-old saying dumb shit after a breakup.
Don't fall in love. All bitches are cheating, lying whores.
With presumably his older brother calling him an incel in this screenshot, which is insane, and people quoting the tweet with his older brother calling him an incel in this screenshot, which is insane.
Yeah, calling a 12-year-old an incel is crazy. 12-year-olds are becoming incels. All girls are liars? What the fuck? Someone made a video about that shit for her? Yeah, calling a 12-year-old an incel is crazy. What does incel mean? Involuntarily celibate. That means they can't get sex. So why are you calling a 12-year-old an incel? Because a 12-year-old can't get sex. Isn't that crazy? That is super crazy. That's insane. It's diabolical, really.
And people quoting the tweet with all these things.
This makes you so sad and scared for all the little girls who's going to grow up growing up while these little boys start acting like extreme. Like, shut up. The little kid went through a heartbreak. Whatever, bro. What the fuck? And I hate especially when girls say shit like that, because girls be the main ones. Well, I'm not going to say that. I don't know. But what the fuck? Girls be the main ones going through a breakup and they start doing crazy shit. They be keying cars. Yeah, they be keying cars. Doing shit out of revenge, spitefulness, revenge type shit. Yeah. Nigga, I'm gonna stand on that shit, actually. No. See, look. Sometimes when you try to be objective, it makes you want to, not make generalizations. But no, there are some generalizations that are based in reality, right? Based in reality.
Pieces. I'm not saying you should find this funny or amusing, but he is literally 12. People acting heartbroken about how it starts so young.
It's terrifying how young it
As
starts.
if 12-year-olds
like,
are known
up.
for saying the most outlandish shit, including racism and jokes about the Holocaust. And I'm not saying no one finds that distasteful either. I don't exactly find it amusing when little kids say racist shit to be edgy, but that's what a lot of 12-year-olds do, and we know this. It's why no one makes think pieces and dramatically worded sentences about how these are the kinds of kids that become cops and start killing black people, or that they'll grow up to become neo-Nazis. Now maybe if a 12-year-old went on a rant about why certain groups of people need to be killed or assaulted, where the things he says seem very obviously passed down to the adults in his environment, then I can understand, and I would agree. But that's not what's happening here. And people be acting so surprised that all these kids have hopped on the discourse bandwagon, and it's so stupid to me. Because kids on the internet don't really have their own culture. They just look at and repeat whatever the late teens and young adults are doing. And when all y'all do is bitch about men and women all damn day in spaces where it shouldn't even be happening, what do you think the kids are going to pick up from it?
Yeah.
Even just 5 to 7 years ago, kids were not talking about this shit because it was boring, like it should be to a 14-year-old. They didn't feel the need to pick the winning team or anything like that because it wasn't sensationalized and commercialized to a point where they feel the need to do so, to the point that it's unavoidable. And I know hysteria isn't internet specific. The media has been the biggest proponent of mass hysteria for decades. But unfortunately, these outlets don't have to do much of the heavy lifting anymore.
Now we're doing it for them. They got us.
And
That's
the word
crazy.
incel is a great example of how people lose the plot. It used to genuinely terrify me back in like 2015. Because the only time you saw that word being used is when the person legitimately fit the description. It had so much weight behind it.
I don't remember why I even saw the word incel. Nigga, 2015, they were saying incel back then? I really don't remember, bro. I don't remember.
You could literally feel it behind the screen. This was back when it was used on people like Elliot Rodgers and
God.
users on message boards that thought just like him.
Him.
Men that couldn't find anyone willing to love or have sex with them became chronically mad about it, found other chronically mad men to talk to, and allowed it to sprout into very intense misogyny, becoming radicalized. I remember Rodgers specifically was a haunting one for me when I was much younger. But now the word gets handed out like CDs in the early 2000s. I see that shit now and it means absolutely nothing. It fucking reeks of a chronically online individual.
Like, no cap. It, like, if a man says one thing that he don't like that a girl did, oh, now you're an incel. Like, what's wrong with you? Use your brain. Stop fucking exaggerating. It's a very serious thing. That's why I say this shit. Like the people I know in real life, but you stop exaggerating. Use the words correctly. Because if you're just saying whatever, then nothing means nothing. And if nothing means nothing, we don't got shit. We don't got shit. If nothing means nothing, how does reality work? How do we continue to go about our day-to-day lives, interacting with other human beings, if words don't mean anything? But that's kind of like a mindset that I've seen in other areas being pushed where nothing means nothing.
I've literally never seen a well-adjusted human being with an actual life use that word unironically, with the overwhelming majority not even knowing what it means. It's genuinely insane to me that we have a word where the spectrum...
Right, because that one dude, I think Sean... Wasn't Sean... Never mind. I don't remember. I didn't watch the video, so I'm not going to comment on it. But it was some video about Drake from Sean C or some shit, and I think it was like... how Drake went from ladies man to incel, or maybe ladies man to misogynist or some shit. Whatever, I don't know.
On one end has literal serial killers, and on the other, there's guys that said something you didn't like. And then there's everything in fucking between. Not to mention that the abuse of this word upholds the exact same ideals that are criticized constantly about masculine culture. Things that I myself don't like either. Such as sex for men being perceived as one of the highest status symbols, because I've seen online the way...
That's facts. Sex is not that important, bro. As a kid, or as a man growing up, as a boy growing up, going through puberty, going to adolescence, turning into a young man, turning into a man, you're going to have a desire to have sex, of course, and you're going to see a lot of beautiful women that you're going to be like, oh yeah, I want to bag that, yeah. But it's not everything. It's not. It doesn't bring you happiness. It's temporary. It doesn't mean nothing. Yeah, sure, it feels good. And yeah, it's, might be fun to brag about it every now and then, whatever. But, it's at the end of the day, it doesn't bring you nothing. But so much focus has been put on sex and sexuality. And it's very much tainting people's minds, bro. Porn, A lot of the gender shit. Oh, I don't know. You know, they think they man, they think they woman, they think they like this, they like that, but they don't really know what the fuck they got going on. We see all these OnlyFans models everywhere. We see girls on social media posting thirst traps, posting their ass, posting their titties, porn everywhere. All you hear, all you see. Even if you don't interact with none of that stuff on your timeline, it's gonna come on your timeline somehow, some way, because other people like it or retweet it, or just the algorithm pushes it because it gets a lot of traction anyway. It's just, you know, it warps people's minds, bro. It warps people's minds. And definitely with a lot of red pill stuff, where motherfuckers like Fresh and Fit, when they talk about, you know, we're gonna teach men how to get money and get girls, and it's like, bro, there's more to life than that. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, duh, of course there is, but it's like damn, it's tough, bro. I agree with, you know, men should know how to interact with women, know how to get the outcomes they want, know how to court and all types of shit. But a lot of with how shit gets exaggerated so much, they make it seem like sex is the highest pedestal. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily red pill's fault. It's just this whole experiment of society that we got going on right now. It's really weird.
Images meant. And I actually bring this all up to talk about disingenuous nature. You see it on a mass scale. People willing to lie and choose ignorance if it helps their tribe. The intense misuse and misunderstanding of the word incel is something you can rarely call out in most spaces. People will either call you an incel, tell you that person must have done something to deserve that label, or they'll magically switch the definition whenever it suits them, and throw a meanings change cherry on top if need be. The concept of immediately poking fun at a man's sex life, regardless of how successful it actually is, feels weirdly juvenile. And to anyone trying to make the claim that these people are just using these incels' rhetoric right back at them, stooping down to someone's level is not a gotcha moment. It just makes you look stupid. Like, I don't see it reinforcing the incel rhetoric.
Men who take Andrew Tate seriously have never felt the soft, loving touch of a woman before. And again, I'm talking the real deal, like 2015 shit. Back then, the conversation around incels highlighted how one of the biggest things they needed was the delusion of all women being monolithic unicorns to break, because that is what made them hold such unrealistic.
That women are these magical beings capable of changing a man's life just by existing is a gotcha. The internet is so disingenuous that it sometimes feels like everyone hiding behind cover throwing rocks at each other. And not only do they all think that everybody else threw the rock at them specifically, but they all deny having ever thrown a rock. And they're completely serious too. If it was one or two people, that's to be expected. But on this big of a scale, it's horrifying. Which leads me to the final trait, radicalism. Most people start out normal. They hold their own set of beliefs, some more strongly than others. For the most part, they're chill about it. And then the internet comes along and shoves a lot of shit in their face.
Yep.
And even when it's not direct, it likely still has a very strong presence anyway. And Sneaker was a perfect example of what happens when you let internet bullshit consume you. Yep. Even though I don't doubt that a lot of what he turned into was simply for profit, I do believe that a significant amount of it was still real. And his transformation is something I actually saw happen in real time. For sure. From making decent videos on his journey through.
Yeah, for sure. And that's something I saw in real time too. It was really strange. But yeah, that's what happens when your life is online. You know, when your life is online and you go out and you see things that confirm some of the stuff that you believe, confirmation bias, it's like, you know, it's just, and plus the money's coming in, you having profit, you having success, nigga, you're gonna keep going, it's gonna keep going. I think he's changing a little bit now that he's actually like traveling around and stuff based off something that he said. I don't watch him, I don't go on Rumble, I don't do that shit. But I seen him when he was on Fresh and Fit, whatever. Yeah, bro. That radicalization is something serious.
Life to shouting at a camera, yelling over anyone that disagrees, and genuinely embarrassing himself with some of the most bizarre actions.
You could tell by the way she's talking that she hasn't been properly
in a long time.
It's been a while. So she's on the internet making this garbage video, promoting all this feminist garbage to your fucking lonely girls in the comment section. What you really need, Chad, is some yeah, shut up with your feminism. Yeah, come here. That's what you need. And she's gonna go, that's what you need. You need some sense back into you. You can hear it in her voice. She hasn't been properly in too long, and now you make no sense. That's what happens, man.
From at the very least taking in both sides to stripping everything of its nuance and seeing things in the most binary way possible. He became the perfect embodiment of thinking that just because you're right there's no way your behavior is just as shitty as the people you criticize. He failed to understand that both himself and the quote woke left are so similar that they're the same, just on two ends of a spectrum. Through Sneeko, we can see all four traits that I've discussed. An otherwise normal, rational person who becomes increasingly unhinged through the internet. Check. Subscribing to an ideology and following it so intensely that anyone you disagree with must be out to get you, while the people you align yourself with are
the Matrix, the government is watching me.
Supposedly the ones that will protect society.
They banned me because I was speaking the truth. Like, bro, relax, bro.
Check. Causing hysteria around regular things/issues and painting them out to be significantly more threatening than they actually are. Check. Choosing to be ignorant and knowingly pushing false narratives.
He said it 9 times.
He literally threatened to R-word my girlfriend. Bro, literally said, I'm gonna R-word your girlfriend. Literally said that. And he said, I'm gonna R-word your girlfriend, bro.
This dude said he is going to R-word my girlfriend.
Bro, nothing warrants saying I'm gonna R-word your girlfriend. Saying you're gonna R-word my girlfriend? You said that? Yes. Word for word. I'm going to R-word your girlfriend.
Okay, talking shit by threatening R-word.
Check. Check, checkity, check. It's unfortunate. And let's not forget the added gem of him using the word bot the same way that most others use the word incel. I know that it wasn't necessarily just the internet. He had encountered a lot of the individuals he had seen online in real life as well.
Yeah.
But the thing is, his 1-minute podcast proved more than anything that the internet is not fully representative of real life.
Yeah.
And yet he still succumbed to its bullshit.
Isn't that crazy?
Instead of disengaging from it like he should have, he gave in and became something that I genuinely don't think his younger self would have been excited to see. I also know he was having relationship issues at the time prior to his descent, which was likely the reason he was even able to snowball this badly in the first place. He may not have been in a place of pain, but he was definitely in a place of frustration. And this loosely brings me to how I'd like to close off this video. I want you to imagine a young woman. Throughout her life, even at young ages, she was assaulted to varying degrees. She grows up having to see people she cares about go through the same. And from time to time, she sees these experiences on the news as well. And if you think that type of scenario is an exaggeration, I promise you it's not. That woman goes on to carry that pain and resentment that gradually gets stronger with each encounter. So then she signs up for Twitter. And shortly after, her feed becomes littered with people who have gone through similar things as her. But they're much angrier than she is.
Oh, yeah.
And on top of that, she's constantly being fed these kinds of experiences.
Oh, yeah.
Every other day, it's some kind of news of a woman being victimized. And again, all of this stays with her. And then one day she sees something online that makes her snap a little. And she goes on to say something that maybe she shouldn't have. Or maybe it was poorly articulated. Or maybe it's something as simple as this image. And then a guy comes in with his own perspective and responds to what she said. He might be offended, he might be concerned, he might be well-intentioned. But he, regardless, ends up saying something to her that she doesn't take kindly. And so the two start to argue. Now, obviously, whatever was said, but my point is, that guy didn't even stop to think about the kind of life that she would have had to live to say something like that. Or feel the way she does. And maybe if he did, he would have responded differently. He may have even been in support of her. Because understanding where something really comes from can change the meaning of it. And in addition to that, it might explain why someone like her would react the way that she did. But he didn't see the years of lived experiences that led to that statement. The things that stuck with her. And maybe if he did and understood it, he would have reacted differently. Or rather, be more sensitive with his approach. But like I said, at this point, they're arguing. And all that does is make the girl a more defensive, more angry, and more resentful person, with her patience being lowered even further. Now let's flip this. Imagine a young man. He goes through his entire life being ignored, denied the privilege of having certain experiences because he's not enough of a person to most people. And on top of that, he has personal issues of his own that he has no emotional support to get through it with. He sees the way that men's issues are treated in this world, and so he feels ignored even further. Maybe he's depressed, maybe he's not, but overall he is not happy with his life. He wishes he could have more. He wishes he could be someone else. He wishes he could be someone that people cared about. So then one day he stumbles onto self-improvement, and now he finds himself consuming what would be considered red pill content. And the figures he watches may be legitimately fine people to seek guidance and comfort in, but he sees them being constantly scrutinized simply for existing. So one day he sees something that makes him want to speak up and defend the idea of self-improvement. Or maybe he speaks up on what it's like to be the average male. Or maybe he just provides an unpopular insight into something. And then someone comes in with their own perspective and responds to what he said. They might be offended, they might be concerned, they might be well-intentioned. But regardless, they say something that he doesn't take kindly. And so the two start to argue. And obviously, whatever was said was said. But again, that person didn't even stop to think about the kind of life that man must have lived to say something.
Hey, bro, this nigga snap, bro. Hey, he snapped. Matter of fact, you getting a subscribe, buddy. You made this a month ago. This shit need more views, bro. Only 20K? Hell nah. Hell nah. This nigga need more views, bro. This shit need 1 million views. I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. I wish I was a bigger creator and nigga, so I'd share this shit. Or when I react to it, I'm making sure everybody go and watch it, because this shit snap, bro. This shit snap. But we're not at the point yet where being in the middle. Well, no, in real life, a lot of people are in the middle. They agree with some things, disagree with other things, agree a little bit with some things, disagree a little bit with other things. It's normal. You see multiple sides. That thinking, though, is not profitable to the algorithm. How do you make a reaction title off of understanding both sides, right? You know, it just don't work like that. Make a tweet bashing men. All men are rapists, predators, whatever. Boom, 100K likes on Twitter. Bitches don't even like know how to clean or cook or do anything for a man anymore. Boom, 100K likes on Twitter. Well, not 100K. It won't be as much as the men bashing one, but it'd be a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna get to a point where being in the middle. I don't even like saying that, but just being a regular person would be like super profitable as much as the extremes, because you know extremes always gonna latch onto the extremities in people's mind, bro. Especially with how mental health is right now and how like the situations he described. There's a lot of people that are like that have gone through their own issues in life, are seeing things that confirm how they feel, what they went through, and now they're online where more people feel even angrier. Or not even as might not even be as angry, but they say things that are more vitriol than anything they would say, and it just engages even further and further and further. And that's how you become indoctrinated. That's how you become radicalized, right? And it's like it's hard to combat against that, because once someone firmly believes something, it's hard to get them out of it. They really have to go through shit to really change what they think. That's how people work. They have to see stories that resonate with them, or they have to go through the shit themselves. They have to go through the fire themselves to understand what the fuck they got going on. But I like what he's saying. What's coming down to is just a lack of empathy, a lack of human connection, a lack of community. And when you're not interacting with other people, when you're not hearing other people's stories, other people's lives, you're not constantly growing that empathy. You're not constantly training, you could say, that empathy, because you don't interact with people. The only thing you interact with online is ideologies, not people. You don't know where these people come from. You don't know why they're saying what they're saying. You don't know how they feel. That shit matters. But a lack of community, the lack of social interaction and being outside talking to other people, that shit is taking away empathy from the average person, bruh. Promise.
Something like that, or to feel the way that he does. They didn't see the years of lived experiences that led to that comment, the things that stuck with him. And maybe if they did, or even cared, they would have responded differently and be less ignorant with their approach. They may have even been in support of him. But like I said, they're arguing. And all that does is make the guy more defensive, more angry, and more radicalized person, with his patience being lowered even further. And now to tie it all together, imagine that the scenarios I just painted was the origin for what they would turn into as time goes on. Imagine that these types of interactions is what started them down the path of radicalism, tribalism, sensationalism, and a disingenuous nature. Because this is how a lot of people fall down pipelines, whether you like to admit it or not. It's all one big snowball. In both scenarios, we have people who lived a lifetime of pain, that both feel like their lived experiences weren't being respected in those interactions. And keep in mind, the original comments that were being made were being done in a more vulnerable state already. But the movements that are attached to these ideas, the movements that have hijacked them for their own benefit even, has warped these two individuals into hating each other and convincing them that they are direct threats to each other's well-being. Men wanting to level up in life, be respected, and make things better for other men in the same position that they were in should not be any kind of threat to you. Nor should women wanting the world itself to be a safer environment for them. These core ideas literally have zero correlation between them. None. There is no reason why that man and that woman couldn't have been good friends, or lovers even. But again, these movements and the dumbest of the bunch have convinced you that anyone wanting these things are out to get you. If you couldn't already tell, the point of these two stories is to make you realize that you don't see everything that led up to a certain comment, or a tweet, or a post somewhere. And while it may not excuse what's being said, it should at least make it much easier to personally disengage from this type of stuff that would otherwise be upsetting. When I realized too that the people arguing and giving their shit takes online are not representative of anyone I've actually met in the real world, the people that have positively affected my life, I stopped caring. And I haven't since. Shit I see online barely gets under my skin anymore. I really do hope this video changed a few minds, especially anybody going down a dark path because of the internet. Empathy for one person in a group does not mean you empathize with all of them or the worst of them. Everything exists on a spectrum. So please try your best to stop viewing individuals as a part of a bigger collective and interact with them more on a smaller scale. Because the more you force people into boxes, the more you force them to choose, the more polarizing you choose to be as a person and with your discussions, the worse everything is going to get.
Oh,
To
God.
clarify, I'm not here to police anybody how they should be spending their time or engage with others. I'm just calling shit out how I see it. And I honestly...
Nah, nigga, I'm policing it, nigga. Yeah, I'm policing it. Correct that shit, man. Nah, for real though. We have to fix that shit, or the world is gonna end. The world is doomed if niggas can't fix that behavior. Because where is the logical endpoint for behavior like that? Everybody just fighting. Everybody just fighting while the powers that be, the people that really run the world, the people that control the money, the people that control the medical system, the people that control the food, them people are the ones that are sitting back, legs up, you know what I'm saying? Chilling. Them people is chilling while we're fighting, okay? We gotta put an end to that shit, bro. But will we? I don't know. More people like him, like Blessing Stranded. More people like Blessings. More people like me. More people need to be able to talk about shit from nuanced positions and be able to like see where there's pros and cons and everything. You know, we have to fight back against radicalization. We have to fight back against indoctrination. We have to fight back against this me versus you mentality. Because really, it's not me versus you. It's this idea versus this idea. How can we make this shit work and stay united, right? That's the thing. That's why throughout history, anyone who was able to unite people, they killed them. Fred Hampton was able to unite blacks and whites and Puerto Ricans and gays. What's it gay people too? No, I think it's just the whites and the Puerto Ricans. I don't remember. And guess what? They off that man at 21 years old. Nigga, I'm 23. They killed somebody that was younger than me because he was uniting people. That's how much of a threat that they saw him as. Right? But now the government don't even got to kill nobody no more because everybody's busy fighting each other. It's facts, bro. It's facts. Look up Fred Hampton. We probably going to watch some videos about Fred Hampton, actually, because I fuck with Fred Hampton. But it's not too much like footage of him speaking though. But he has some writing, so we're probably gonna read some of the shit that he wrote. But yeah, bro. I mean, y'all can watch the rest of the video. We pretty much got it covered. I think it's just closing out now. But yeah, it's Internet Culture is Fucking Nauseating by Blessing Stranded. 18K subscribers. Get that man to 100K. Okay? And make this video a 1 million view video. Yeah, this some real shit, bro. This some real shit. Man, I was talking for a minute. It's going to be like an hour long, bro. But fuck it, bro. He's spitting some real shit. When somebody spits some real shit, you have to take the time to watch and listen. Okay? It's a good video. Captivating video. And I want you to watch the shit, take it with you, and think about how you engage and interact with people online and in person. You know what I'm saying? Make an effort to go and talk to people in person. But hey, man, it's your boy Boss Enosch, and I'll see you in the next video. Appreciate you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell down below, and join the Discord, and I'll see you in the video. I'll see you in the next video. What should the title of this should be? What should the title of this video be? The Internet is Radicalizing You. I don't know. I'll think of something by the time I'm editing this shit. But hey, man, I fuck with y'all, man. See you in the next one, man.